Welcome back to Laughing in the Dark, the podcast where I hang out in haunted places with comedians. I'm your host, Sara Jones. So for this episode, I got to hang out with Portland comic Jake Silberman at the Holcomb Creek Train Trestle near North Plains, Oregon. Jake has performed at the 10,000 Laughs, Cape Fear, and Undertow comedy festivals, and he's the co-host of the podcast Did We Solve It? So there's a spot where the Holcomb Creek Train Trestle crosses Dick Road that's supposed to be super haunted. We had to drive out to pretty much the middle of nowhere to find it, so I had an opportunity to actually tell Jake a ghost story of my own on the way there. Enjoy the show.
So, when did you see a ghost?
So my story is like not that cool, I guess, but I was in 3rd grade and I was laying in bed, and sometimes like my mom and stepdad, to wake us up, they'd just like flip the lights on, you know, before school or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I noticed that the lights came on, like my eyes were shut, but there was that like orange color of,
for a half mile.
and I kind of was just like, oh God, I don't want to wake up, like I barely slept. And I also felt a female at the end of my bed. Is the weirdest, I can't describe why, I just knew it was a woman, but I thought it was either my mom about to be like, all right, time to get up, like, you know, or I shared a room with my little sister and we had a dresser at the end of my bed, so I thought maybe it was Jessie getting clothes. So I didn't think anything of it, but I felt a female presence. And I opened my eyes and the lights were off, which made me jump because I was like, whoa, like I thought the lights were bright and on. And I looked at the end of my bed and there was this woman standing there, and she had dark hair that was like pulled back and this dress that like kind of came out, and it had like a border along the bottom of it. Like I could describe how she looked, but she was looking directly into my eyes. Like when I looked up at her, that was the first thought I had. Jesus Christ, she's so loud. The first thought I had was, I can't turn that down right now. There we go. Was that she is looking directly into my eyes. So I kind of like sat up a little bit more and looked at her a little closer, and she just kept looking at me, and I didn't feel afraid or threatened at all. Like I just kind of was like gathering, like I was like waking up. And then I kind of started to like realize that I was like, I couldn't like fully see through her, but I could like kind of see through her. And I was like, that's a ghost. Like I'm like kind of like realizing that. And so I maintained eye contact with her and slowly started moving my leg off the bed as I decided like, okay, I think I should like get up. And the second my toes hit the floor, I had just adrenaline like rush through me, and I had fear, and I just ran out of my room, and I was like, where's Jessie? Jessie was like in bed.
In that room?
In that room, and she was fine. I like went back in and checked on her, and she was okay. And then I went to my mom's room and I was like, I just saw a ghost. I saw a ghost in my room. And my mom didn't like believe me, so she was like, maybe it was an angel. I was like, no, it was a ghost, I swear.
When the fear hit, did that mean that you were like, wait, this is danger? Or just
I don't
that
know.
It was so real?
I think it just, I can't describe why I felt it. Like it was just the second my toe hit the floor. Maybe it was like realizing like that's a ghost. Like maybe I kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So that happened. And then in that same house, like a couple years later, my friend Ashley was sleeping over, and we were in the basement and we were just like talking, probably about boys or something. And she was talking for a while, and I, for some reason, just got this feeling like there was a male presence standing behind her. But I just thought that my mind was playing tricks on me or something, and I just didn't really think anything of it until she stopped talking and said, I feel like there's like a man behind me. And I was like, let's go upstairs. I just want to go upstairs.
Wow.
And I went upstairs and I told her that I felt that before she said that, but I don't know if she believed me or not.
Huh.
But that was in the same house, and I've never had an experience like that again. And there's only been like a couple times that I've seen, like obviously ghosts are my shit, like I love this stuff. But there's only been a couple times that I've seen people say that they felt the like gender of the presence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is pretty weird. But the male one felt bad. Like it wasn't, like I felt uncomfortable and then I just thought it was my head. And then she felt uncomfortable.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh, so like there are like people who live around where we're going and they don't like people being there.
Because of the story?
No, I think because like teenagers go and like party at the trestle.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think we're fine. But just like if someone comes up to us, we don't look like, I mean, you can't tell we're recording or anything. It's not like we have like a boom, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like we could just be like, oh yeah, sorry, and just kind of walk further away and just keep telling the story or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or it's a ghost.
Or it's a ghost. Yeah, I mean,
So,
best case scenario, it's a ghost.
best, yeah, that's the best case.
Worst case scenario, it's like someone living who wants us to leave.
Or kill us. That's probably
Or kill us.
I would say.
Well, I mean, whatever. You gotta die of something.
Man. A real deathy vibe tonight.
Well, we're laughing in the dark.
Right. That's
Welcome
true.
to the show.
So you've been like a ghost, like you've been ghost enthusiast forever?
I mean, I've always been interested in the paranormal in general. You know? I just like that stuff. I like creepy things.
And like, do you think, can ghosts touch us? Can ghosts enter the physical world? Like, are they able to physically harm us?
So, personally?
Yeah, I mean, I'm asking you as a person.
Yeah.
Obviously, there is no, like, definitive answer.
You're
here.
like, I know the answer. I've done the research. I've done the hard science.
Yeah.
Personally, yeah, I do. I think that they can physically affect people. I do.
Wow.
Like, I know you don't really know me, but I'm science-minded. Like, I took this term off school, but I was a pre-med student at PSU. And, I mean, I'm really interested in neuroscience. That's, like, the main thing I'm interested in. So I'm not naive to the idea of, like, a temporal lobe seizure, which is... Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, so it's one of the other, it's like the prevailing theory in science for anything paranormal or spiritual. Like when people think they can like talk to God and stuff like that, there's this one type of seizure that you can have in the temporal lobes that it literally feels and looks like you're having an experience, but it's like a seizure.
Wow.
So that is like pretty much what everyone turns to in the medical field of just like, oh, it's probably you know.
Right.
But I do think that it's like pretty ignorant to think that something doesn't exist just because you can't prove it yet. So, and I know what I saw, and I don't have a history of seizures or anything like that. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I think there's a lot we don't know.
Yeah. Could be open to that possibility.
Yeah. I just feel like when you get into the like ghost stuff, people are like, "That's cute," and you're just like, "No, I'm not a dumbass. Like,
right.
I'm just open-minded."
Yeah, I feel like it's like weirdly represented because like in all the TV shows are kind of like kooky people who
I know.
like you're kind of like I don't really believe you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that like doesn't help it probably.
Well, that's like. That's like why I said before that I was like the goal of this show is not to be like let's find a ghost, like
right.
If we do, fucking rad. Like I don't expect that for a second, but I will say like whenever I'm editing audio, I just want that one moment where it's like what is this, like
right.
some voice on there that wasn't there or something like that. That would be cool.
That would be sweet,
but I don't expect it, you know.
Yeah, so funny. I like never I don't have a car, obviously, but I never make it out to, like, there's just, I forget, like, how quickly it turns to farmland
like,
out here.
Country, yeah, dude. Yeah, I'll try to park, like, in a fairly inconspicuous place, just because, like, I've seen on a lot of the forums online when I was, like, doing my research for the show, there are, like, locals that comment on them, and they're just, like, you know, like, it's not haunted, leave it alone, if we see you, we're gonna call the sheriff or whatever the fuck. Someone calls the sheriff on us, we're just gonna be like, oh, we didn't know we weren't supposed to be here.
Yeah, I mean...
You know, like, why would we ever think that we're not supposed to be there?
Yeah, that seems strange.
I mean, we easily could just be like, oh, it's just a nice night, so we thought we would just check out this place.
Yeah.
But, I mean, oh, cool, bye. It's like, I drive a BMW, get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah, for real.
So I won't tell you, like, any of the story stuff yet until we're there, so it's, like, scary. But there is one thing that I'm hoping we'll be able to see, and if we do, I want to take a picture. But there's supposed to be a noose still hanging.
Jesus
From
Christ. Okay.
Are you excited for what you signed up for?
God damn.
Did
the cemetery was a little JV compared to what we're about to see.
Yeah, I think it'll be really fun.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, it's perfect because you don't believe in ghosts, so, I mean...
No, but there was a noose is flesh. That's bodies.
Yeah, but they're not. I don't think bodies will be connected to it.
Okay.
I mean, that would be. Then we'd be calling the police at that point.
Right.
That would be more like we found a body.
Yeah.
And then we'd obviously respect it, and we wouldn't pull like what that one asshole did in the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a creepy area, honestly, because it's just so like rural and dark.
Yeah.
Oh, we're really close. Because, look, it says take a left on Dick Road. How many dick jokes did you prepare for tonight? 0. Really?
Yeah.
You would like him to just, like, come to you naturally?
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah,
I didn't come up with any, except maybe calling it Richard Road to be respectful, but
okay.
that's the only joke I came up with. I bet you we could maybe see some bats. Because it's, like, a really clear night, and...
It's starting to warm up.
It's been, this whole week is going to be really nice.
Yeah.
Quarter mile, turn left onto Northwest Dick Road.
Okay, this is Dick Road. It says...
There we go. Take a left.
Rough road.
Rough road. Rough dick, huh? Bumpy dick.
In a quarter mile, you will arrive at
Bumpy dick!
Man, got a biker out here.
Yeah, do you think he's scared shitless?
I would fucking not want to be on a road. Oh, he's not a
he's
biker.
just
He's just a walker.
walking.
Dude, he looks like a fucking robot.
Yeah,
Holy
he does.
Shit.
I'm already scared of that guy. Wait a minute, is that a person?
That is
a
person.
It is.
I think he just doesn't want to get hit, so he's just like
Walking robotically?
Well, I think he was an old man, but damn,
his joints are like
his joints are just rusted.
He needs an oil can.
Man.
Yeah, that was creepy, actually.
Yeah, that was like, unsettling old robot man.
This is the train trestle. Oh, do you think this guy's doing the same thing we're doing? Fucking poser.
Fucking copycat.
Well, let's see if we can find a place to park.
Yeah.
And if not, then let's go up there and park and like walk down.
Sure.
Okay. Wait, look underneath, see if you can see a noose. Do you see one?
I do not see one.
Me either. Oh shit, that was creepy. Well, what if I turn on this road and just park?
Yeah, I think that could be fine.
As long as it's not like a really narrow road. Yeah, like right here.
Okay. Yeah. Check out that moon.
Oh man, that's so pretty. I love when you can see like the shade of the rest of it. There's a bat.
No, that's not
No, it's not.
No.
What the fuck is that? It's a bird.
It's a bird.
I was like, wait,
hopeful.
that's a vampire.
You're helpful. Wow, it's such a pretty night out here.
Yeah,
it's
really
crazy
pretty.
that when you go out here, like, that's the coast. Like, you can, that's like, it's brighter over there because that's the coast.
Oh yeah, it's pretty.
There's some water down there.
That would be Holcomb Creek.
Holcomb Creek, okay.
I wonder why the sky is like orangey like that.
I think that's light pollution.
Oh. It's beautiful.
It's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, that's natural light, and then this is human light.
Oh, amazing.
Ooh. Hear that?
Cat.
Yeah. I thought it was a kid for a second.
Oh, well, that's one of the things people hear down here.
Kids?
Kids.
Oh, what the fuck? Jesus Christ. You're just gonna let me on these creepy details one by one? You might see a noose. You might hear a kid.
Man, I'm gonna come over here because I'm afraid of like a car hitting me.
God damn it. Fucking hate the ghosty kid shit.
Why? That's what your whole episode is about.
Oh, fuck. Really? Yeah. God damn it. Oh, you're good at this. Like little sneaky evil.
I'm not even trying.
Oh.
There's just bats everywhere.
Oh my god. Alright, so this is about kids?
Well, there's some kids, yeah. Allegedly.
Okay.
One thing that kind of scares me just from a business point of view is that I keep reading that people have like technology problems under the trestle, and I hope the recordings still like work, because that would suck.
Yeah.
What if we just had a terrifying episode and the recording just like stopped? That would suck. I just feel like this is all for nothing. Ghosts, just go home. I'm too depressed for this.
Too depressed.
Well, yeah, so I guess I can kind of start telling you while we get down there, because, you know, might as well.
Right.
So the Holcomb Creek Railroad Trestle is, how would you describe it, actually, what it looks like? It's a big wooden
It's huge. It's much
structure.
bigger than I thought, actually. It looks like something like out of an old cowboy movie.
Yeah, it's
Like
it's very big.
Yeah.
It's
It's like an old roller coaster almost.
yeah,
Like an
it does
old
kind of look
wooden
like a roller coaster. It's so we're near North Plains, Oregon. The trestle was built around 1908. It's possibly the highest and longest trestle in the United States
What?
that's still being used.
Oh,
yeah.
shit. Okay.
It's 1,168 feet long and about 90 feet tall.
Yeah, it's big. It's very big.
So originally, it was run by the Southern Pacific and Burlington Northern Railroads. But in the mid-90s, a portion of the Burlington Northern tracks that ran through Beaverton was abandoned and has since been removed. Today, it's actually still used by Portland and Western railroads. So, like, if there's train tracks, like, don't stand on them, because trains still come through. I mean, you'll hear it, but, you know.
But they're above us.
Oh, look. It's right there. It's really not that far.
No.
Yeah, I guess they're above.
Yeah, so we're not gonna...
It's really, really pretty out here.
It is. So this is currently in use. A train could go over us. Okay.
Yep. I saw one post online that said that there's a ghost train before there's a real train.
Okay.
So keep an eye out for that. It'll
Right.
cue us in for the real train.
For the real train, okay.
Which will be loud as shit if it comes on.
Yes, it will.
We're underneath it. So at this point, let's just get up closer and we'll find a place to sit down, and I'll just tell you the stories, and then we can kind of just explore and check it out and take some pictures.
Alright. It does look pretty cool against that sky.
Yeah, it really does. I love the trees silhouetted against the sky too. So look at this little like river running along the side. I bet there's little frogs in there.
Yeah.
There's a fish too. Maybe. We can just look for frogs instead if you get scared. That's my other favorite hobby.
If I just act like a little bitch and just don't want to do it.
Fuck these little kids.
Fuck these little
Can we just
kids.
look for frogs? I don't feel good. That's my other passion.
Frogs?
No, well, I mean, I like looking for frogs,
Okay.
but it's not like a passion of
Not
mine.
a passion project?
No, I like looking for ghosts more. Have you ever heard of a spirit box?
No.
I hadn't either, but I saw this video of some like ghost hunting group in Portland that came here with a spirit box, and they got voices on it.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Every time I tell you a detail, like I feel like you're gonna be excited, and then you're just like more upset.
I don't know. For some reason, the kid comment kind of creeped me
Yeah,
out.
you didn't brace yourself enough to be laughing in the dark.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. That you can just sit right underneath here somewhere. Okay, ready?
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So I told you a little bit about the history of this place and what it was. So legend actually surrounds this spot. I'm going to get into it, but I'm going to do a quick run view of my sources.
Okay.
They're not super scholarly, but it's fine.
Sure.
I'm not turning this in or anything.
Yeah.
So I looked at a blog called thatoregonlife.com, Reddit, and hauntedhovel.com. So all of these are kind of just online, and most of them are from the people who experienced them, so it's like out of the horse's mouth.
Okay.
So first of all, the legend that surrounds the spot. So it's said that many people have hung themselves from the top of the trestle, especially in the early 1900s. So it was built in 1908. So I guess like shortly after it was built, people were like, that's tall enough.
I'm ready to do it. Well, there's probably not a lot of tall spots in 1908.
Yeah, this had to be the tallest spot in 1908.
Yeah.
By far. Okay, so multiple people have, like I said before on our way here, multiple people have actually looked up and seen a noose hanging from the trestle, which we should look for. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
And when they look again, the noose is gone, and it appears to never have been there at all. But I've read multiple accounts of people being like, I was right under the noose, and I was like, right. So we should be able to find it. But we can look in a second.
Okay.
But the most devastating legend about this spot is the story of a man who supposedly savagely murdered his entire family before killing himself right here. I said where Dick Road is crossed by the trestle, so literally right where we're standing.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, I try to
This is some bullshit.
You signed up for this. Okay, so it's said that their spirits still roam here.
Great.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any information about this tragic event to verify it, so I'm not sure about it.
Why did he pick this spot?
I know, I wondered that too. I want to know who he was, why he did it, how he killed his family and himself.
Do you know, did they give a year even?
Nope.
Just at some point?
Oh, no, actually, I read it was like in the early 60s.
Wow.
Like it was later. But then at the same time, you would think there would be like a newspaper article or something I would find on it. So I kind of think it's an urban legend.
Probably so.
But if it's not, I also want to know, or even if it is, I want to know where that story comes from. Like, why do people say that? So whether the legend is true or not, what is undeniable is the fact that multiple people have experienced strange things out here, and a lot of them have like similar themes. So these are the stories I have found online.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go through a bunch of different random accounts of haunted shit that happened here.
Okay.
So there are reports of seeing a man either walking or running in the area before vanishing completely, which we kind of saw that guy.
Kind of robot guy already.
Yeah, but he was covered in, I don't think that was a ghost.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see him. I just saw the reflective lights.
We don't know like his face.
He's vanished.
Yeah, he's gone.
So that's verified. There's reports of hearing an old woman screaming or a girl crying, and I've actually seen that multiple times. The woman screaming comes up a lot. There's one report of hearing two young girls scream "leave" at the top of their lungs. And then there's multiple reports of a car dying for about 3 to 10 minutes. Like one story was 3 minutes, another guy had his car die for 10 minutes, somewhere in there. And technology basically failing here. I wrote in my notes, would totally suck if that happened. But one person claimed that a friend of theirs' phone inexplicably restarted automatically and another's totally died while they were out. One report said that they saw a shadowy figure standing on the top of the train trestle, and that the air got considerably colder when they saw it, and they all felt a heavy pressure on their shoulders. Suddenly, the figure looked down at them, and they all ran to their car, just like scared. But when they got
only a quarter mile away from you.
I know, yeah. How fast can you run? You're pretty tall.
I can run fast,
You can carry
but I can't leave you. So, yeah.
Okay, great. Suddenly, the figure looked down at them. Yeah, they all ran to their car. But when they got to their car, it was dead for 3 minutes.
Dude, that would fucking terrify the shit out of me.
Yeah, well, don't worry. My car is 11 years old, so it should be great.
Yes. Park on that nothing road up there.
Yeah, it's a rough road, but we're going to be fine.
And we have to come back across this trestle.
Yeah, we do.
We have to escape.
Yeah, well, and my car will just die right there.
Great.
Sure. Right under the noose. I wrote another adventurous group. Why do I keep saying I wrote? These are just notes I took. But there was another group of teenagers. I think mostly just a bunch of teenagers come here, get drunk, and like try to find ghosts. So another group of teenagers.
Graffiti.
What?
Write shitty graffiti.
What did it say? I'm gonna now.
I'm gonna now. Maybe he meant like I'm gonna come now, or I'm gonna die now.
I'm gonna do something.
Something. I
but
mean,
now.
You missed one word that was key.
And either way, we're late for it because it's happening now.
It's happening now.
Okay, so another group of teenagers actually found that hanging noose, and parked their car just underneath it.
So it was like right here?
I think, because it would have been right on Dick Road.
There's only one place to park your car. It would be very obvious if there was a noose there. Like, it can't be hidden. Like, you know. Like, where would it be?
Well, that's the thing, is that there's one that I read that someone saw a noose, and everyone saw it, and then they were like, what the fuck? And they turned and looked back, and it was gone.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, maybe
I really want to find that noose. Well, that's okay. We can look in a second. I'm sure we can find it. A lot of people have. Or maybe it'll appear, and then we'll be terrified. So they parked their car under the noose, and after about a minute or so, they heard what sounded like a young girl moaning. Yeah. So,
there's a car coming.
Oh, there is a car coming?
Yeah.
Should we be hiding?
No, we should. I don't want to be caught off. Like, let's just pretend we're walking this way.
Okay.
I don't know. It looks shady if you're just standing under a bridge next to a car as they're coming by.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Oh, I guess they're gone.
Maybe they.
I think that's someone's house right there.
It is.
All right.
Although, I'll just get to it. I keep almost falling when I go to sit in this spot, so just believe in me every time. Okay. So another creepy instance of the technology acting up on this road. So there are a couple teenagers driving down Dick Road right here. The guy who wrote this comment claims that his phone was on silent. Mm-hmm. But just before they drove up to the trestle, his phone started to loudly play music. And he shut it off because it startled everyone. And then he could see the noose swinging in a circular motion, like right underneath.
What the is this a ghost noose?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a ghost noose.
Yeah, because like there's some that see it and then it goes away.
Okay.
So they could see it swinging in a circular motion.
I've never heard of a ghost object.
I know.
I've only heard of ghost, like, people.
Yeah.
Ghost
I think there's all kinds of ghosts right here. We'll see them. Or at least hear them. So he said the noose was like swinging in a circular motion. And they decided to turn back. And after they turned around, he looked back and the rope was standing still. And then as they drove away, he went to check the time on his phone, and his phone was black, like he couldn't turn his phone on. And as he was about to remove the battery from his phone to reset it, loud music started up on his phone again.
Oof.
Yeah. So there's a lot of like technology ones.
Huh.
So I have a couple more scary stories. One story says that a group of teenagers drove down Dick Road in 2 cars. Oh, this is so fucking creepy. You're gonna love this.
I'm not gonna love this. I can already tell.
I can already tell you're gonna love this. Okay, so one story says that a group of teenagers drove down Dick Road, and they were in 2 different cars on a summer night. And their cars got dusty from the drive. They also heard a young girl screaming and just decided to get the fuck out. And they pulled into a nearby McDonald's, which I didn't see a McDonald's, but there must be one close by. And when they pulled in, they found strange handprints in the dust on their car.
Fuck you. Fuck Dick Road.
I'm just here to report the facts. So the handprints actually come up in another particularly creepy story about this spot. So 3 friends walked up to this trestle, and as they approached it, they started to feel like they parked their car and then they walked up to the trestle. And as they got close to it, they started to feel like they were being choked. Ugh. Remember you were asking about like ghosts being able to like harm you?
So they can.
So, well, and according to these people. So they felt like they were being choked, and they heard voices, footsteps, and then they heard the sounds of cars driving by, but when they looked around, nothing was there. which is kind of what just happened.
Jesus Christ.
Remember like 2 minutes ago when that happened?
When the car was there, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Except if I was getting choked, I'd be a little turned on, so.
You and me both.
Yeah.
So one of the friends even felt, this is fucked up, one of the friends even felt the sensation of being lifted off the ground when he was standing beneath the noose.
How come everybody's seen this noose?
I know,
I don't understand
I
it.
feel really ripped up.
They write about the noose as if it's just here.
I know, we're gonna find it. They noticed, so then they left, and they noticed strange handprints both inside and outside of their car when they left.
So we have to check your car.
Yeah, we totally have to check
the car.
So locals vehemently insist the area is not haunted and are especially protective of the area.
Who's locals? There's no one out here.
Oh, but all these like houses.
I guess these houses, but like, there's just a few.
Yeah, but they get like
They
pissed
probably just
off.
get annoyed that teenagers come here and like finger bang for the first time.
Yeah, that's what
That's probably what the most haunting thing is, hearing some chick get her hymen broken down here.
Yeah. I said I think this is more directed at rambunctious and disrespectful teenagers. But whether the urban legends are true of the multiple hangings and grisly murders that happened in this spot, there's certainly a level of consistency with the experiences that people have had here. Because I've looked in like different websites and people will say the same thing about the little girls and the noose and all that stuff. And the woman screaming. Oh, I wrote down common themes include seeing a noose, a woman's voice screaming, the sound of children either laughing, moaning, or urging visitors to leave, failing technology, and strange handprints left on vehicles that visit here.
What a wonderful place.
Welcome to Laughing in the Dark.
What a happy place. Man, it does look creepy as fuck from back here.
Yeah.
These dark ass clouds. I wonder if anybody ever walks out onto it.
Onto the
Like
top
if they
of the...
start over there and they walk onto the track. I guess that would be pretty. There's not a lot of room up there.
Yeah,
If you got
I
hit
wouldn't
by a
trust
train,
it.
you would.
I'm already really clumsy and I didn't really sleep a lot last night, so I don't trust myself. Damn it, I really was hoping we would see that noose like immediately. That's why I was like...
Dude, but if there was a noose, someone would cut it down.
That's the thing.
I mean, unless it's a ghost noose.
Yeah. Like, what are you going to do then?
What are you going to do? How are you going to cut a ghost noose down?
Yeah, you can't. So, when you were like preparing to come out to this, what were your expectations versus reality?
Let's see. First of all, I did not think it was this big, so how big it is does give it a bigger sense of kind of creep factor.
Yeah.
I guess, I was not expecting dead children or like weird creepy children's voices. That's like the one thing about ghost shit that creeps me out.
Oh, then I picked the perfect episode
I don't
for you.
I don't like creepy dead kids at all.
No?
No, like, I mean, ghosts, whatever, but like for some reason...
Like the ghosts that have lived a good life, you're like...
Yeah, they're like, they had a life, but kid ghosts, it's just like terrifying.
Yeah.
And they're more like playful too.
Yes, that little creepy, you know, classic kid ghost laugh is terrifying. I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
It's also weird to think that, like, you know, if you didn't tell me this, I could have walked under this thing and not known this. You know, like, it's weird. I was thinking, like, there's probably a lot of places I've walked by in my life that have like legends like this, but you just don't know about them.
Yeah, that's been the coolest thing about starting this show is there's like, I've just done research on all these random places and I'm like,
yeah, who would have thought this place would be haunted? I mean,
Well, it looks pretty fucking haunted.
it does, but also like my brain doesn't go to haunted right away.
Yeah.
Haunted, I think of like a house or like.
Oh wait, there's a car.
I mean, maybe it could be a ghost car.
See, I wonder if to that car they're like, "Fuck, there's more dead kids out here." Look,
I've got my like braids in.
two pasty white little.
Yeah.
Totally. It's like, God damn it, this stupid haunted bridge.
Like, should I yell at them to get out?
We should have hit their car and put some handprints
with our
on it.
weird handprints.
Some weird fucking handprints.
Both of them said they were strange handprints. Like, and I don't know if they just mean like those weren't ours, or if they meant like something was weird about them. There's a mirror broken here.
Oh.
Look, isn't that bad luck?
That probably is definitely bad luck.
That's probably from a car, like, rear view mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, because look.
Yeah, that seems not good.
Are you superstitious?
No.
Oh, good.
But I'm creeped out.
Perfect.
I am definitely creeped out.
That's the point.
Yeah.
How scary would it be if we walked back over there and there was just a noose right in the middle?
I would find a way to someone's house back here. I would not.
Oh, and they'd be fucking pissed.
Oh,
They'd be
yeah.
like, oh, are you here to check out the fucking trestle? Get out of here.
Get out of here. Walk past that news.
Animals. Well, I guess we should call it.
I'm creeped. I'm
Yeah?
definitely Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely creeped.
We kind of did hear, like, what was that sound? That was a cat.
It was a cat, but I thought it was a kid at first.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was kind of like a moaning sound, so I
It
guess that
wasn't
could have been.
yeah, it was like it was a pained cat.
Yeah, it definitely was not a happy
It was not a happy cat.
No. Or kid.
Or kid, yeah.
Or dead kid.
Or dead kid.
It was definitely not a happy or living kid.
No. No.
Two things it was not.
No.
Or what if when we're driving back?
We see the news?
Yeah. We should probably leave the microphones on just in case.
Yeah, we'll go into the trestle one more time.
Yeah.
Another car.
Yeah. They're probably doing the same thing we're doing.
Yeah, dude, I bet they are, because they just literally turned around in the middle of the road and then drove
Yeah.
away.
If we pass by some kids over there, we'll have to be like, "Do you guys see anything?"
Yeah.
We didn't. Where's the noose?
Where's that fucking news?
And there were like accounts of people being like, "Oh, there's this abandoned house right next to it. We went up to the shed." It's like, no, someone lives there. Like,
Yeah, don't
go
fuck
away.
with that
It's
shit.
not abandoned. Like, we saw a person. Like, that guy lives there. Leave him alone.
Like, just sleeping.
Like, we felt watched the whole time. You were.
Yeah, you were definitely watched. He was
By the
mad.
people living there. Yeah, that would piss me off, I'm sure. Especially if you move out here to get away from all that.
Right, you find out you live next to a supposed haunted trestle.
Right. That would not be fun. Okay, I'm gonna put this on this and I'm gonna take off my North Face. It's hot now. Whew. Well, if anything, at least I got a workout.
Yeah. Have you had any experiences yet?
Like doing the show?
Yeah.
No. I mean...
Well, you're bound to run into one.
Huh?
Like have you seen any supernatural stuff since you've done it?
Not yet. But I have a good feeling about this one.
Oh God, I don't want that to happen.
Why not? What if my car was just dead?
If it was just dead? I don't know you that well, so it could just, I was like...
Oh yeah, I actually thought about like, it's not dead. I actually thought about if we did have an experience, like I was thinking about like the little kids and stuff. I was expecting you to be like, that's not fucking funny, you shouldn't, and I'd be like, dude, I don't bullshit this show. Like, it's real. Wouldn't it be so scary if something just like came out?
Like a noose fucking fell on the windshield
Oh my
or something?
God, that would be the worst thing. I'd be like, holy fuck, grab it, I want to keep it forever. Oh man. Okay. Perfect.
Head north on Northwest Valley Vista Road.
What if my tires just got flat right here? And then we just heard children screaming and laughing.
Head west on
Pounding on
Northwest
this car.
And pounding their weird
Weird
handprints.
six-figured
Turn
hand.
left on Northwest Dick Road.
Like clawed hands.
Oh God.
And we're just like, what the fuck? And I'm like, this is all real.
This is the happiest day of my life.
I'm just so happy right now.
So stoked.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to.
No news. Sorry. No ghost
Let's
news.
go slow under the bridge just in case something fucked up happens. My car just stops and I'm like, yes.
I'll be running so fucking
Damn it.
Well, I'm sorry that I wasn't your haunted luck charm.
That's okay. There's always tomorrow.
You just keep coming back to this spot.
Yeah, this same one. All the locals are like, that girl's really weird. I don't know. She's always here. We don't think she's alive. I think that's a ghost.
Man, I was so bummed out that we didn't find that noose. But we still got scared and had fun, and that's the point. Hope you had fun too. If you live in Portland, you can see Jake host the monthly brunch comedy show, Yolks and Jokes, every second Saturday at 1 p.m. at the Lamp Tavern. He's also the host of the Lamp's open mic every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. and a regular at Helium Comedy Club. If you don't live in Portland, you can still hear Jake co-host the podcast, Did We Solve It? And of course, follow him on Facebook, facebook.com/Jake Silberman Comedy. That's JakeSilberman. And follow him on Twitter at jsilberino. That's at JSILBERINO. While you're at it, check us out on social media too. We're at Lit Dark Podcast, LITDARK Podcast. If you love this show, show us your support. Rate, subscribe, comment, share. We really appreciate it. Special thanks, as always, to Sara Schneider, my manager, Jonathan Cooper, my graphic designer, Chris Finster, my producer, Nick Wilson, and everyone at Bridge City Sessions, Jake Silberman, my guest, and all of you for listening. Stay spooky.